Now we are going to solve the question. So the question is discuss whether free market economies, okay, or centrally planned economies are more likely to make choices that will maximize the benefit for customers. So which market will give you more benefits for the customers or consumers? Okay. So we can start answering the question by providing a introduction, right? It's a 12 more question. So we can start with an introduction. So the economic system differ in how they allocate resources, right? And make the decisions. So the key question is whether free market economies or centrally planned economies are more effective in maximizing consumer benefits. So this is a question asking us, right? So before answering the question, we should have a clear cut idea about what do you mean by maximizing consumer benefit. So such as low prices, high quality, choice, and innovation. So what are the consumer benefits we are talking about? Low prices, high quality product, more choice or options, and innovation. So let's start with our free market economy. So let's see what is a free market economy. So basically in a free market economy, decisions are made by consumers and the firms through price mechanism. Okay. So how do they take the decision in a free market? So the decisions are made by consumers and the firms. And how do they make the uh, decision? Through the price mechanism, right? And what do you mean by price mechanism? So it is a system in a free market, right? Where the interaction of supply and demand determine the prices, acting as an invisible hand. So when there is high demand for a product, and if the supply is comparatively low, the product will have high price. And when the demand for a product is like very low and the supply is very high, the product will usually have a lower price, right? So that is how the price mechanism works. Now let's see what are the advantages of the free market economics. So what are the advantages? First thing, that consumer sovereignty. What is consumer sovereignty? Consumers influence the production by choosing what to buy. Okay, so you can usually see that whenever a product is not sold out much in a market, gradually the firms will respond to it, right? The product might be completely stop its production, or they might change the price or something like that. So the firms respond to consumer demand. Okay, so the firms respond to demand, ensuring goods reflect consumer preferences. Okay, so when a product is not getting sold out in the market, gradually the production will be stopped, and some other products will be produced instead, right? And greater choice and variety. So just imagine that you only have a choice. Like for example, you need to buy a soap, and only one brand is available. So there is no space for a choice, right? You don't have any choice. Either buy it or no. That is the only way you have, right? So the competition, there are competition. So what is competition? You can say that even if you take the case of so we have a lot of brands with a similar smell, similar color, similar designs are available, right? So we'll be choosing the product maybe based on the ingredients used, maybe the smell, or maybe the brand. So there are a lot of things, right? So since the competitions are very high, the product quality will be high, the price will be low, and also a plenty of options are available. So the competition between the firms lead to a wide range of products. So you can take any case. Okay, for example, you can take the case of biscuit. You can take the case of cakes, bakeries, or dresses, or anything. So you can see very close competition there. Like whenever one brand introduce something, the other brand will also introduce something similar. So the consumers will have the benefit because we will get a lot of options. And then we have the efficiency. What is efficiency? The firms aim to minimize cost and maximize profit, often leading to lower prices. So you can see that when the brand war is happening, they have to sustain in the market, right? When a lot of goods are available in the same genre, if they don't have a competitive price, or if they don't have the unique specifications, etc., we won't buy that, okay? Because already a lot of products are available there. So we won't switch to any. So definitely they will have to minimize the cost and maximize the profit. That is the aim of every firm. So they will lead to lowering the prices. Okay. By minimizing the cost, they will lower the prices, and through more, if the units are sold more, they will maximize the profit as well. And innovation and the quality improvement. So you can see that whether you take the case of mobile phones, laptops, any electronic accessories, or a dress, or even sandals, food items, whatever it is, a lot of innovations are occurring there, right? So all these firms have their own research and development department where a lot of innovations are taking place, like how to make the product a little bit more better, which technology is more good for that, how to cut the cost. So a lot of innovations are happening there. Why we need such kind of innovation? Because the competition encourages the firm to improve products and develop new technologies. So just imagine that the trending like the Samsung and the iPhones, right? So every year they will be releasing a new phone. So if the phone is having the exact same technology and exact same features as a year before, will anybody buy that? No, not at all, right? So we are always seeking for something fresh, something unique. So at least the design should be there should be some change in the design, and there should be some changes in the battery capacity, maybe in camera quality, maybe in speed or any other specification. So we are always looking for something fresh. Then only the product will stand out, right? Otherwise, the older product will be enough. And whenever we are paying something extra for a new product, it should be worth it, right? So that is why they are always trying for the innovation and the quality improvements. And what could be the disadvantages of this free markets? The benefits may not be equally distributed. The benefits may not be equally distributed. What do you mean by that? The low income consumers, right? They may not afford goods. So, no matter whether Apple or Samsung introduce a lot of technology or something like that, some common people won't be able to buy that. Okay, so even in India, most of the iPhones are purchased on EMIs. That's the irony. So no matter we are not concerned about, like, sometimes we are not even concerned about the amount that we are able to spend. Right? We are trying to go with the trend. But still, there are some people who can't even afford this EMI, monthly EMIs, right? So they won't be able to buy these goods. And there are merit goods, right? So like healthcare, education, etc., right? So that may be underprovided. So for merit goods, if the sometimes the people may not understand its value completely. Okay, there will be some lack of information, etc. So people are not fully aware about its benefits. So they won't be using it. So there should be a government intervention that could cut the cost and also spread the uses in the society a little bit better. Okay, so merit good are the goods that are under provided, and there should be some sort of government intervention. That is a disadvantage. And market failure, right? So monopolies, externalities will be there. These can reduce the consumer welfare. So just imagine that instead of for telecom sector, we have BSNL, we have Airtel, we have Geo, we have Vodafone, we have different telecom firms, right? So just imagine that there is no BSNL. What will happen? If all these companies get together and one top company, the most used company, decided to increase their prices, the others will just follow that. Okay. So they are not doing that because we have another option by government, that is BSNL. Even though that is not widely used, if there is some uncertainties come like that, like with the price hike all of a sudden, like more than that we could afford it, many people will switch to BSNL. Okay. So if there is no government intervention, that can even lead to market failures and cause market to shift into monopolies, or a lot of externalities will be there. Okay. So these are the advantages and the disadvantages of the free market system. Okay. And now we have to learn about the centrally planned economies. What is centrally planned economies? In centrally planned economy, the government makes decisions about the production. The government make the decisions about production, like pricing, distribution, everything. So what are the advantages of that? Provision of essential goods, right? So the government can ensure basic needs like food, healthcare, housing, and are meant for all. So we have a lot of these kind of provision of essential goods in our country, right? Like we have like a public distribution system through ration shops and all, and we have a lot of government owned or government controlled like discounted shops like Triveni or Maveli stores. In different states, it will be different. Okay. So we have a lot of things done by the government. So they are the one who can provide things without any profit requirement, right? They are not expecting anything in return. So basically, they will be ensuring the social welfare, right? So that is why they are providing the essential good like food, basic healthcare, etc. And reduce the inequality. So the resources can be distributed more evenly, benefiting poorer consumers, right? So like I mentioned for the like PDS system, in many shops we have they are issuing different colored cards, okay, based on the income of a family. So the poorer will get more benefits, the richer will get less benefit. But in terms they will the gap between them will be reduced by a little. Okay, that is the so reduced inequality. Then avoidance of market failure. So government control can prevent monopolies and harmful externalities. So if there is government intervention, there will be a control hand, right? So when there is anything harmful is happening or any harmful company is going to set up, they can prevent it from happening. So they can prevent harmful externalities and also prevent monopolies. Okay. And what would be the disadvantages? As I mentioned, they are not profitable. So they do not have to worry about their income, right? So that will slow down the efficiency and innovation. So no matter whether you are innovated or not, some people will have to buy that product anyway. So they are not bothered about the innovations. So lack of profit motive may reduce efficiency and innovation. So through the innovation, if you are not getting anything in return, so we are not motivated for that, right? We don't have any motivation. And limited consumer choice due to standardized production. So they have a similar production mechanism. So the options will be very less because they don't have any competition. If you want it, buy it. Otherwise, don't buy it. That is the thing. And government may misjudge consumer preferences, leading to shortage or surpluses. Right? Sometimes the product will be out of stock or something like that. And bureaucracy can slow decision making. See, whenever, like you can take the case of India as well. So whenever some major decision has to be taken, in any sort of welfare programs or market decisions, first these bill has to be discussed in the parliament, in the Lok Sabha, and it should be passed in the Lok Sabha with the required majority. And after that, it has to be given to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house for their cross checking and verifications, etc. If they also pass the bill, it will go directly to the president, and the president will review it, and he should put his sign. Otherwise, this thing will again come back to the Lok Sabha for re-verification. So it's a long time taking process. So they could not make any sudden decision based on the market change. So that is also a disadvantage. So when we consider both advantages and the disadvantages of the both economy, we can say that free markets are generally better and responding to consumer preference and providing variety and innovation. And what about centrally planned economies? They are more effective at ensuring fairness and access to essential goods, right? So in reality, most economies are mixed economy. So what do you mean by mixed economy? There are both free markets and the centralized market system. Okay. We have both planned and the free market, combining both systems to maximize consumer benefit. So the minor decisions can be taken by the markets. We have both private and government forms, and the major decisions, they're like any harmful industries or harmful production or anything that harms the society, that should be consulted with the government aspect. So that will ensure the maximum welfare to the society. Okay. So we can conclude it by free market economies are more likely to maximize the consumer benefit in terms of choice, efficiency, and innovation. But however, without government, that is important, without government intervention, they might fail to provide equitable access. So therefore, a mixed economy incorporating the elements of both systems is most effective in maximizing overall consumer welfare. So in this way, we can easily conclude the question.